The month of August showed how the markets traded in this sideways range, not showing any bullish or bearish trend. And during that time, note that you had big down days, followed by big up moves, big down moves, big up moves, almost on a daily basis. There was no consistency as far as the bulls and the bears taking control. And on top of that, it was the tweets that could change investor sentiment on a daily basis. This sideways mode was in all indexes. You can see what was happening to the NASDAQ, trading sideways, with the opportunity on Friday for pushing up toward the top end of the range, but you can see how the sellers were still in control even after the market opened. You can see the sellers immediately coming back in, keeping the force from moving out through the top of this trading range. Today's lower trading puts you right smack dab in the middle of this sideways trading range, still illustrating there's no major consensus between the bulls and the bears. And although the indecisive trading still kept the S&P 500 above the T-line, it still doesn't show any magnificent movement in this direction or this direction. Still sideways. This makes trading very difficult, but the benefit of knowing that you're in a trading range in the markets that has no force one way or the other, and the whipsaw movement on almost a daily basis makes it difficult to establish any positions. Candlestick charts still reveal which sectors and which stocks are moving consistently. For example, after the big gap up breakout in Roku, this one could be held based upon knowing that a 45 degree was in progress, and it had a very simple trading strategy. First of all, it was maintaining above the T-line, and secondly, not only above the T-line, but the 3T line, which is a more powerful indicator that if they can't even come back down below the 3T line, let alone the T line, that the bullish sentiment is still very strong. You could maintain this trade no matter what the whipsaw market was illustrating. Knowing what to expect after these big price moves, a 45 degree allows you to maybe start taking up stock positions or option positions in AMBA, anticipating a 45 degree. Once again, knowing what should happen based upon human nature allows the candlestick investor to take advantage of price moves that most other investors will shy away from. The force of a signal, such as a bullish harami, right off the 50-day moving average, was our recommendation today on Western Digital. Note that even on a big down day, Western Digital opened lower but closed higher today, still trying to push on this breakout level. Once again, this information right here, based upon human nature, showing us a candlestick reversal signal down toward the oversold area, gapping up through the T-line, now gives us higher probabilities that investor sentiment has turned bullish, and we wait for their levels to show us when that new sentiment is now breaking out into new territory. And the true advantage of being in the Candlestick Forum chat room allows investors to have multiple sets of eyes looking for patterns that are in the process of developing. For example, today ARDX gapped up doing a best friend signal, and we can start buying right in here based upon the breakout with two advantages. One, when we saw the breakout, you can go back and look at your news services and see what news item or what news headline was creating this breakout. In this case, it was one of their products getting approved, coming out of phase 3. And then secondly, we have a very simple strategy. Do we buy here? Do we buy here? Do we buy here? Is there an oversold spot that you don't want to be buying? Because candlestick analysis identifies the signals and patterns of investor sentiment on all time frames, you could be buying here because it couldn't, on the 10-minute chart, it showed there was still buying. You may not be buying here, but you might be buying here because it was identifying the fact that on the 10-minute chart, the price was not closing back below the T-line. You could be buying here or here or here, all with the confidence that as long as they weren't closing back below the T-line, the bulls were in control. Candlestick analysis is merely the graphic depiction of what's going on in human nature, and that is what moves prices. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.